engaging. You want all of your meetings to be engaging. Then you need engaging meeting. Engaging meeting puts the magic into the meeting. Engaging meeting is when you get everybody to lean in. Engaging meeting is when the energy is high. An engaging meeting is when people remember long after the meeting ends. I'm John Chen, CEO of Engaging Meetings, and I'm on a mission to get rid of boring meetings in the world. When you partner with Engaging Meeting now, you're guaranteed that your meeting will be perceived as engaging. Your result? Amazed attendees, increased revenue, higher attendance, and more of what you want. Let's hear why others trust Engaging Meetings with their most valuable meetings.
John has made it very simple for you to learn quickly how to have virtual meetings, transform people's lives, and be able to impact your income. Money, money, money.
Yes, I'm amazed at the amount of technology that's here, and I'm just super impressed. So thank you.
Now, John Chen has done a wonderful job of entertaining the virtual attendees during this entire conference and creating a lot of fun content.
To John, who we have a rock star doing our stuff. I love his professionalism.
Outstanding. All right. Hey, I'm John Chen, the CEO of Engaging Virtual Meetings, and you are in for a treat today. This is my fourth cohort of certified producers. And one of the key projects at the end here is that every producer is going to teach or share something new that they learned this week for a few minutes. And then they're actually going to be supporting somebody else and producing somebody else this week. So one of the best parts is that while you hang out here with us, we're going to teach you 6 new things that you might have or not might have known about virtual meetings and Zoom. So I'm excited now to share and introduce our first speaker today. She has graduated from UC Berkeley. She is a project manager, educator, facilitator, and coach. She's a member of Project Management Institute San Francisco. Let's welcome your first producer, Marie Spark.
Thanks, John, for that amazing introduction, and it's so great to be here today.
Outstanding. What are you going to teach us about, Marie?
I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of hybrid meetings.
Oh, I'm excited. All right, take it over, Marie.
All right. So I'm here to tell you that hybrid is not a 4-letter word. Good hybrid makes good neighbors, or how to help in-person and virtual audiences play nice together. So what exactly is hybrid, you might ask? Well, post-pandemic, now that we've all gone back to in-person, we're still including a lot of online meetings. This means a hybrid event is something that combines both. There is at least one group of face-to-face attendees along with people attending virtually. Now, you might think that this is the best of both worlds, but unfortunately, hybrid can be awful. In fact, it can sometimes be the worst of both worlds. I would love to hear from you, the audience, about some of your experiences in the chat about hybrid meetings. So, and my producer, Rachel Paul, is going to look at your responses. So as a virtual attendee, what's been something that's gone wrong for you when you've attended an event online for a hybrid event or in person? What's something that's gone wrong for you in a hybrid event? So I'll give you, while you're doing your answers, I'll tell you what my story, which was right in the beginning of the pandemic. A dear family friend passed away, and we were all so happy to be able to attend her memorial service online for those of us who could not travel because of the pandemic to her memorial service. Unfortunately, they did not have anyone hosting the online portion of the meeting, and so someone on the Zoom ended up on a phone call talking to her friend, and we were messaging in vain because no one could turn off this woman's conversation. And then finally, someone from the family came, said hi to everybody, muted everybody, and then walked away. So while we saw the service, we really didn't interact, and it wasn't a great experience. So Rachel, what are some of the responses that people have said in the chat?
Oh, great. We're seeing from Letha that they have issues when you can't see the speaker. And also Karen reporting that not feeling heard. Another issue, no sound from the room. Certainly that would be a big issue. Oh, a worst experience here. Someone had the speaker actually pass out on stage.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Wow, so those are all really great examples of some of the challenges. And so keep in mind, but I'm here to tell you, and I've learned a lot this week, that hybrid can be great. And I have 4 tips to share with you that we all learned this week. So the first is acknowledge different experiences. So first of all, that when you have a hybrid meeting, the virtual and in-person experiences are just going to be different. And that's each experience needs to be optimized. I love the thing about not feeling heard because it's really important that each group feels that they are important, and that's that not being heard is really important. This means timing is everything, and there may need to be separate schedules for in-person versus virtual attendees. Why is that? Well, in-person attendees, they're there to be in person. They want to talk with one another. They might want to eat or socialize. And you need to give that separate. One of the other bad experiences I had was a hybrid meeting where we all showed up and there was a dinner. Unfortunately, they started the Zoom right away. And guess what? The food was right up by the computers and the screens, so no one ate anything. So remember that. Also, with the virtual attendees, they're only going to get value from the activities they can participate in. Next thing is connection, connection, connection. You need to be purposeful about connecting to the two audiences and do it frequently. That thing of not feeling heard is really, really critical. So you need to acknowledge both audiences, and it's a good best practice to ask questions to the virtual audience first. I love that comment about no sound from the room because it's really a great best practice to have a mic in the room so that when people in the room are asking questions, that is heard by the virtual audience. If you don't have that, then the speaker should repeat the question from the crowd um, so that the virtual audience hears it. And then you should definitely have a dedicated online host. Most important, you need a producer because it's really like running 2 separate meetings that need one coordinator. I'm a project manager, so it's really like being a project manager. And this is the producer's job. Oh, by the way, did I tell you we're all now being trained as producers? Shameless plug for my cohort here. And my wonderful producer today is Rachel, who's been my great partner this week. In conclusion, I'm hoping you learned something today. Remember to acknowledge different experiences. Timing is everything. Connection, connection, connection. And you need a producer. And not to worry if you don't remember the tips, just get a producer to do it for you. And many, many thanks to John Chen, who's been an amazing partner for a long time. I've actually met him in person, but it's been really great working with him this week and my classmates. And I would love to connect with you. Rachel will provide my contact info to connect with me on LinkedIn. So that's all I have today, but I'm very excited to introduce our next speaker. Rachel Paul is going to an expert in the world of accessibility, and she has a lot to share with us today. Rachel, what do you have in store for us? We're so glad to have you.
Oh, thank you, Marie. I'm happy to be here. So I'm going to be talking to everyone a little bit about our association and our members and accessibility today.
Wonderful. Well, take it away, Rachel.
All right, thank you, Marie. So I am Rachel Paul, and I am the membership director of the International Association of Accessibility Professionals. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we do and who our members are. But before we get started, since we are an international association, I'm curious as to where everybody is coming from today. So if you are open to sharing, please drop in the chat, maybe your city or country, and we'll get an idea where everybody's joining from.
Yes, this is Marie, and I'm let's see, we have a couple people from Seattle, Rachel, someone from Canada, Houston, Texas. So we definitely have some various places represented. Belmont, California, that's the one in my neck of the woods in the San Francisco Bay Area.
All
Excellent.
right,
Handing back to you, Rachel. Looks like we have a good set of responses.
that's great. Glad to see and welcome to those that have joined us from all over and Canada, Arkansas, California. That's great. I'm glad to see so many different places represented today. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what is an accessibility professional. So our members are individuals or organizations that work in either digital accessibility, so that might be your websites, your apps, documents, or they may work in the built environment public spaces, so your buildings, outdoor, public spaces. And we support the work that's being done to make products, services, and environments more inclusive for all. But something that's unique, I think, about our membership database is that our members come from all industry sectors. They come from higher ed, government, large corporations, healthcare, telecommunications, nonprofits, and those that work with actually the end users, the actual people with disabilities. They might provide assistive technology and services. And we also have some private consultants. And we offer memberships to individuals or an organization can join. And we now support over 7,500 members in 110 countries. And we recently, just in 2024, celebrated our 10th year of our 10th anniversary. So our focus is to provide education, certification, and networking opportunities to our members. And as a matter of fact, our professional development opportunities, which include monthly webinars, hybrid events, and other member-driven activities, is the reason why I'm here today in John's class. So some of the techniques I learned this week, such as in using the chat for engagement, working with a producer, and understanding the key factors to create a successful event, I've tried to incorporate today into my presentation. So to bring it back to accessibility, I have a poll question. So I'm going to launch the poll, or Marie's going to launch the poll for me. And the question is, does your organization or your company have an accessibility statement on their website? Or do you know if you have an accessibility lead at your organization? So we're going to have that poll is launched and working right now. So we'll just give a few seconds and I'll be curious to see what people share today.
Okay, so Rachel, it looks like we have a few yeses and a few not sures. No nos yet. And 4 people participated, about half the group. I think we have a number of co-hosts here who may not be able to participate in the poll. Going once, going twice. Okay, I'm going to end the poll and share the results. Back to you, Rachel.
Okay, thank you for that, Marie. It's very interesting. So for those that know for sure that you have an accessibility statement, that is a great start. If you're not sure, go back to your website, to your organization, and see if you can find an accessibility statement or where your organization stands in that, because we know accessibility and inclusion is important to all. And there's a big population of people with disabilities in the world, and we want to make sure that everybody has that same access. That wraps things up for me today. I thank you so much for your time. And if you are interested in learning more about a career in accessibility or how your organization can become more accessible, please feel free to connect with me. Marie's going to share my contact information as well as our website in the chat. Thank you, Marie, for providing that information. So next up on our agenda is Amy Loftus, and I'm going to introduce Amy here. Have Amy join us.
Hi there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Amy, what are you going to be talking about today?
Today, I'm going to be reviewing John's topic on having an engaging presentation. So he's a lovely acronym for really creating an engaging audience, and that is my topic.
All right, take it away, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to reintroduce Amy really quick. Amy is a graduate of University of Washington, a senior director of professional development at the Gottman Institute. She's passionate about learning new technology and bringing a more entertaining experience to professionals. Okay.
Thank you, Letha, very much. And it has been just a pleasure and a joy to go through this event with John. So John, first off, thank you so much for offering all this valuable information. I think what I've taken from it the most is organization and getting things together. So I'm just going to review that for my presentation. Again, welcome everyone. So you should be able to see my screen to plan an engaging presentation. Let's see. So certainly mastering the Zoom environment has been something that we've all reviewed this week. So I'm looking forward to bringing you this. So what tools will keep your audience engaged as demonstrated here with Marie and Rachel? These polls have really brought a lot of this information together. Will the online audience feel involved? And will they feel involved as the in-person ones that are getting coffee or snacks and different things? But how are folks sitting down in their chair and excited to keep their cameras on? And then balancing presentation and the interaction. So I think the biggest tip taking from this is engaging early, being very conscious and planned about it. And definitely the never lead alone. Had to have Letha make a cameo here appearance for the person in the background for the Gottman Institute. So greeting attendees as they log in, asking potentially fun icebreaker questions. We always love to ask where are people from using the Stream Alive poll. Not demonstrating that today, but I would definitely love the graphical representation of it. And so folks feel like they're involved. Let's see, always checking out the background, giving each other that input on, hey, what looks good, what's working. Internet connection, I can tell the story of earlier this week. My internet connection was not good. So in the evening, I ran a cable from one side of the house to the other side of the house so that I could Ethernet cable in. But just giving people the opportunity to do that troubleshooting. Another thing that we frequently utilize is having trainers that have done this multiple times, but there will always be a pre-event about a week before. What location are they in? How do their backgrounds look? Sometimes it's a quick call, sometimes we're really troubleshooting things, and then always being that backup for folks. Other things, the air traffic controlling. So as information's coming in, directing the speaker order, managing Q&As effectively, switching between content format, and like I was saying in the previous slide, having the backup. So we're always running through, prepared to screen share if necessary. Sometimes the speakers need a break too. So if it's a long video, then we can screen share and they can take that moment and then come back because they know their content, they know where they're at. And then just being productive with our visual backgrounds, making sure that there's, camera, lighting, audio, certainly seamless transitions also. So people are able to make those and comfortably, nobody feels lost in the presentation. So as we talked about in the beginning of having an engaging presentation, and as we can see here, always ending the meeting on a high note. So if we're doing that, then can everyone draw a picture on my PowerPoint of what it represents for them to have an engaging presentation? So let's see, you can use this annotate tool at the bottom. Loving those eyeballs going there. Hey, thanks. In the hair. Maybe somebody really enjoys having their own coffee, and so they could draw on their, take a moment. Excellent. Thank you for the contributions. Oh, that coffee's exploding. The exploding coffee. Thank you, John and Rachel, for your contributions. Oh, I love the bugle. So, yeah, it does. That's what I appreciate about hybrid meetings. It gives everyone a voice. And so maybe somebody who's not going to necessarily participate in person can do that online and to be engaged. I just want to say thank you all for the time that you've offered for this presentation. I do have the pleasure now of introducing Letha Penhel, my colleague at the Gottman Institute. She has offered so much to TGI. She has been the lead for the Bringing Baby Home program, manager for that, the person that works with those caring professionals in the community who are bringing this great information to folks. And so that liaison, very process oriented, very much keeps the mission alive. Let me say what she does do very well. She's a history buff. So she, if you have history questions or want to talk history, she is your person for that. But right now, she'll bring us her presentation. Letha?
Hopefully everybody can see my screen. Thanks for being here today. I'm going to talk about the Bringing Baby Home program, which is something that we run at the Gottman Institute. And hopefully you can see some of the things I've learned from this training with John Chen throughout the presentation. So the Bringing Baby Home program is based on research conducted by Dr. John Gottman with 159 families over 3 years in the Seattle, Washington area. So they were researching the transition to parenthood. And the transition to parenthood is when, or the period of time when parents bring a new baby home. And as many of you may know, it can be a big time of upheaval and change in your life. And so what the research found was that 67% of couples experienced relationship dissatisfaction when the baby was brought home. So that's a full 2/3 of the people who were participating in the study, and that's quite a few people unhappy. So what did they do? In the research, they did a 12-hour course focusing on how to help parents, how to help them have an active involvement with the baby, both each parent doing so, learning researched and research-based activities and strategies to help them relax, how to be more intimate with each other again, how to work through challenges that they were facing, and then also to improve individual parental well-being while also supporting the child's development. So what were the conclusions of the study? So after the parents were taking this 12-hour course and they followed them throughout the 3 years, they found that parents who took the course were able to reduce conflict. They had conflict, but they were able to reduce something that we call the 4 horsemen in their conflict. They were able to increase affection and intimacy. They promoted positive parent and baby relationships and interactions with each of the parents, promoting father involvement, increasing child development, reducing postpartum mood disorders, which impacts each parent. It doesn't only affect the birthing parent. And it overall helped increase relationship satisfaction between the parents. So I'm going to do a quick poll. Amy, if you can pull up the poll, I have a question for you guys. Within 3 years of having a child, what percentage of couples see a significant decrease in their relationship satisfaction? I mentioned it pretty quickly in the beginning, but let's see if you guys know.
Okay, results are coming in. We have 7 participants. It's continuing to increase. High participation here. Thank you all. We've got 9 participants that have responded. 34%. Let's see. Pardon me. So these are percent. So 0% said that it decreased by 15%, but 20% of attendees, so 2 attendees said decreases by 34%. Half of the respondents said relationship satisfaction decreases by 67%, and then 30%, said decreases by 72%. So
it looks like
additional respondents.
A good amount of respondents, and it looks like the majority of you got the answer correct. It was 67% of couples go through relationship dissatisfaction when they bring a baby home. And it doesn't matter which number baby it is. It could be the first baby, it could be the second baby. It's whatever child that you're bringing home. So thank you for participating in that poll. And I'm going to leave everybody with a quote by the founder of the Gottman Institute, Dr. John Gottman. What can make a relationship work is surprisingly simple. Happy couples aren't smarter, richer, or more psychologically astute than others, but in day-to-day lives, they have hit on a dynamic that keeps their negative thoughts and feelings about each other, which all couples have, from overwhelming their positive ones. They have what I call an emotionally intelligent marriage. Thank you for being here and listening to me today, and I'm going to introduce the next person. We have the amazing Emily Gill coming up. Emily, I'm passing it on to you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I think my producer might have dropped out.
Hey, hey, Emily, this is John. How can I help you out?
I'm just waiting for my producer to spotlight me and get my video going. Hello, everybody.
Oh, I see what's happened. Your producer, of course, came in just a touch late, so I got to give her some special abilities. Now, she is a super heroine and ready to help you out. Go ahead.
All right, let's get my video up and running.
By the way, we love your
Hello,
backdrop.
yes, your background is wonderful. Hello, everybody. I am Nicole Smith, and I am here to welcome you to Emily's presentation. And she does have a wonderful backdrop, does she not? And let's put our paws together. Pause together. And yes, pause together, and let's go with the video. There we go. And hold on. One moment, s'il vous plaît. And of course, it's one of those
Pushing
days.
all the bits.
There we go. I'm hoping, of course, you're seeing all the, let's see, there we go. And, well, that did not work very well, did it? Well, we can try this again, of course, but there we go. Welcome. There. Pets and more pets, just the furry friends. There's your beautiful pets. I'm hoping you're seeing this. Are we seeing this? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Okay. All right. Great. All right. Again, welcome, Emily. And hands together, y'all. Hands together. Okay. There we go.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Hello and welcome everybody to Pets More Than Just Furry Friends, the benefits of pet therapy. Oh, sorry. I'd like to start off by asking the audience, who here has a pet? If you could put into the chat a little emoji of the type of animal that you have. A little quick tip here in Zoom is if you put, instead of searching through the big list of emojis, you can put colon and type the type of animal that you have, be it a dog or a cat, horse or turtle.
Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, pig, cat, a gecko, a lizard, I believe.
And I'm sorry for your loss, Mel, for your beautiful calico cat.
Oh, yes, so sorry. A chicken. That's interesting. Amy has a chicken.
Wow, that's awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. There are lots of people with pets here and around the world. I think you all know that an animal doesn't need to have any formal training and therapy to see and feel the comfort that an animal can give you. Even watching videos online of cats and dogs doing silly things brings joy. Watching little ducklings waddle after their mom can put a smile on anybody's face. Though the animal you have may not understand you and be able to talk to you, there is a level of comfort that they bring, and I believe no human can. They say that a cat's purr can lower anxiety and stress levels, reduce blood pressure, and even promote healing. Having a dog can increase your physical health, reduce social isolation, and improve your mood. Trained animals can alert the owner or others if they are in danger, or even perform actions for people with mobility issues. They can even decrease behavioral and psychological symptoms for for patients with dementia. I know my aunt, who had an intellectual disability, would be so calm and gentle with our cats, and where she lived, she was always on the top of the list for therapy animal visits, which could have been dogs, cats, and even one time a small pony.
Hey, Emily,
The joy and peace that, yep,
I'm thinking having a pet, that's just perfect.
it is perfect. The joy and peace that they brought her and everyone else in the building helped to improve their overall mood, reduce their boredom, and showed them love. They really are more than just furry creatures that want to be around you. That's right, John, they are perfect. Having grown up with animals, mainly cats, I learned a lot from them. I learned responsibility, empathy, and definitely they helped me feel calmer and more secure. My animals for me are my closest companions, my closest confidants, my favorite place of comfort, and the best tool in my mental health toolbox. By a raise of hands, I wanted to just ask you how many of you have had days where you just don't want to get out of bed, you aren't feeling it, it's just you're done, you don't want to move. I see a couple hands
Oh,
up.
right there we have the gallery. And I could,
Yeah.
yep, gallery.
Um,
You turn it to gallery view, you can see everybody and all the hands raising. Okay.
yes, John, today does count. I know I have had many of those days, and having an animal has helped me actually get up and move on and deal with the day. I know that I have someone that depends on me to live, which makes me want to live a little more. I know that on days when I don't want to get up, my dog will literally come onto my bed and pretty much just fall on top of me and let out a big sigh. Or if it's anywhere near my cat's feeding time, they will let me know by singing the song of their people or jumping on me and sometimes even nipping me on the back of the arm to get my attention. They're the reason I get up daily, why I go for walks. Sometimes they're the only things that I talk to all day. Their being here makes me want to provide a good life for them. And in exchange, the unconditional love I give and receive from them has been the best therapy that I have. In conclusion, trained or not, animals are a great form of therapy that I hope everyone can experience in their lifetime. I want to give a special thanks to John Chen for running this program, as well as my producer, Nicole Smith, for helping me today. And then I also want to thank my own therapy animals, my dog, Lana, and my cats, Barbara and Guillermo. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. And now I'm going to introduce to you our next speaker, my producer here, Nicole Smith.
All right. Thank you. And that program was just wonderful.
Where are you? There we go. And here we go. Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, everybody. Do you know? I like brushes. I like big brushes, and I cannot lie. Okay, all kidding aside, I do like brushes. And art has been and is a big part of my life, and I use it in my healing, in the part of my life that I need healed, which is like every part. Um, so hello everyone. I am Nicole Smith, and I'm going to tell you I'm a former teacher, and I'm certified in elementary, special ed, and art. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about art and how it's helped me heal today. So one way that art has helped me heal and continually heal is in remembrance. So art helps me remember my granny. My granny, she loved flowers. I'm talking a lot of flowers. Tulips, hydrangeas, irises, all the flowers. And whenever I paint flowers, I remember her. So these three paintings are definitely in remembrance of her. And I have them on my wall. And it's just a result of something, a memory of a person, of a time, of a place. That's what art can help you do, can help you remember. Art is also a release. It can help your body physically release emotions that you have. I would like everybody to take a look at these two paintings. And the painting on the left, in the chat, type one word of the emotion of an emotion that you see of the painting in the left on the left.
I got from John. Chaos, frustration from Mel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Good, good. Okay, now on the painting on the right. Oh, cold. That's a good one. I see.
Cold. That's good. Yeah.
The painting on the right.
Let's see.
Sadness.
Sadness.
Weird.
Weird.
That's fine. Depression. Stare.
Hopelessness.
Hopelessness. Okay. Very good. Thank you for your responses. I appreciate that. Lonely. So the release of the emotions that I had, overwhelmed, don't want to wake up, not another day, weary, intensity, all these emotions. In fact, y'all are spot on, because a lot of the emotions that I felt were a release of all of those emotions that I had, and that's exactly, a lot of them were expressed in those paintings. So thank you. Thank you for helping me. You put those words, you got those words from those paintings, so I appreciate that. Thank you. So that's how art helped me release a lot of those emotions that I didn't even have words for back then. Art also helped me explore and have hope. So here's two paintings that gave me hope for bright, compared to the other two. Here's two more. So compared to these, in the chat, tell me which one do you like better, the one on the left or the one on the right? So we have one for the right, one for the left, one for the left. Can't choose. They're both beautiful. Oh, well, thanks. So it looks, Emily, it looks like we have maybe a split decision, huh?
Oh yeah. It is really down the middle. I'm seeing a lot of lefts, a lot of rights. A
All
little
right.
both.
Well, thanks. Thank you. Okay, so one of them I actually took, it's a collage, and I took the pieces and I tore them up and I put them back together. And the other one was a commission. So it's like a brand new hope that I might actually have a career in this, from a part of life that took, I got taken away. Another part of my life was taken away. And so art was a hope to maybe a new part of life for me. So anyway, that's exploring and hoping. And then another part that art has helped me do is bring joy to others. So I like to make portraits for people, either of themselves or of their animals. So this is exactly what I like to do now, is I like to make portraits of animals for people. So here's an example, and the next slide is more. So foster dogs, commissions, and of my own animals. And animals from my niece, and just more commissions, and some that have passed over the Rainbow Bridge. So thank you for letting me share, and a special thanks to John Chen and
It's a great portrait.
for engaging virtual meetings, and for my producer, Emily. And as a special thanks to Emily, I did portraits of her dog and of her cats. So if you would, Emily, go back to John's portrait. Oh, yep, if you
Sorry.
would. And I would like to give a big welcome to John, the one, the only, the amazing John Chen. He is up next. So put your hands together, and a big John Chen is coming up. Yay!
Oh my goodness. All right, so Nicole, you are the last presenter today. Thank you so much. Thanks. Everyone, give a round of applause again to our 6 amazing presenters today. And then in this moment here, too, I thank you for all of our guests who are here on Zoom. Again, if you do not want to be seen on live stream, now is the time. Please go to the bottom and turn off your camera. But if you would like to be seen on live stream, and again, say thanks to all these amazing speakers, I'm going to turn on the spotlight here in 3, 2, 1. So here's all of our guests that we have here with us today. You can click View Gallery if you are here. And now, again, one more time, let's give a huge round of applause to all these amazing people who will be certified producers in just 2 hours. Thank you all for being here. We're going to take a moment now. We would just love to hear from the audience. What did you love or what did you learn today? What did you love or what did you learn? Feel free to either unmute or you can just raise your hand and let us know what did you learn during today's program. We'd love to see if we can get somebody from our audience who's here. I love we have so many people too from the city, San Francisco. So thank you for all your support. Again, my hometown was Stockton, California. I believe some of you are friends of our good friend Marie Spark. Any of you have a comment that you would like to share with us? Is that Mohan? Or are you just saying thumbs up? Oh, yes. Oh, I see her too. I have locked the audio for you. Hold on. I know what I got to do here. Okay, now you can unmute. So we had these are some of the things actually we learned earlier to this week too. Zoom bomb prevention. So we have to prevent potentially unfriendly people from being in this meeting. So they did learn some of those techniques. And one of that is to disable the mute for, especially while they're presenting. So it's something that you can do. Okay, now, was there one of our people? I see Athens had a comment here. Athens, do you mind unmuting and sharing your comment that you chatted? I appreciate that.
Oh, sure. You guys want me to start talking?
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah.
Watch out. I want to commend all of you because there's a whole lot of little details to pay attention to before you even go live. So I want to commend all of you for your very smooth intros between you, regardless of what the technical stuff did. Technical stuff will always happen, but how you handle it is really important too. I'll tell you from I better not get into stories, but my salsa dancing days, I learned and then taught newbies, when you make a mistake, pretend you did it on purpose and keep going with a smile. Do not let it fluster you.
Yeah, and that's, the show must go on. And so this is the difference between a pre-recorded program, which is less engaging, than a live program. But I think some of that sometimes too, when the show goes on, it shows some of our humanness, which is we're not always perfect. And I also think it's more authentic. I love this comment too. Michael was in the LinkedIn earlier on. I think he's actually in the room here too. And he asked, what does a producer do? Can one of my producers maybe share some of the things they had to try and juggle and balance? Because he doesn't understand what you do yet. Can one of my producers chime in here? Let's go to Marie. Let's go. Go ahead, Marie.
Well, and I think Michael may be one of my people. So Michael, as Michael producers, really just think of like a TV show where you see that person. John, you were talking about Saturday Night, the movie, but like, it's that person who's like the control room, just make sure everything goes smooth. So like, John, you were the overall producer behind the scenes, checking our timing, making sure that and we had a back channel. So some of the things you might not know, we had a back channel. Are we on schedule? Are we off schedule? And we had to practice all those handoffs, like Athens, my buddy Athens, 100%. The whole thing with the handoffs, that all has to be planned. The intros, the transitions, the sharing of maybe if we have audio, if you music. So for one of the things we learned this week is about music. So I originally was going to, Rachel and I were going to have some music. There's a way of sharing music, and then we realized, whoop, it was one too many things. So yeah, it's again a lot of my project management peeps. I'm really glad to see you. It's kind of like being a project manager, where if it goes right, no one knows what you do, but when it goes wrong, it's all your fault. Project managers, am I right, guys? Yeah,
that's right,
like,
Nicole.
Yeah.
It's like a wedding coordinator mixed with a a news action guy. Yes, put those two together, mixed with a writer that writes things as well.
Script writer. Yeah.
And a person that also helps an HR person.
Nicole, do you want to share your behind the scenes story? So what people also didn't know is that Nicole almost didn't make this show, but right, there are lots of things happening behind the scenes. Nicole,
Mhm.
can now you share a little bit about it now that you made it here beautifully and
I
on time?
just like I literally left skid marks on the front through my front lawn where I slid in the mud and NASCAR'd in. Um, my gravel driveway. Yeah, because I had an appointment in Little Rock, which is like 45 minutes to an hour away. Um, and I had to had to do that because it took like a month to get the appointment. So it was like if I canceled it, it'd make another month to 6 weeks to get the appointment. And I've been waiting literally 30 years to, not 30 years, 20 years to get this appointment. You know, one of those that you finally get the appointment because the doctors finally listen to you. Anyway, so I got the appointment. I finally got in here. Finally, I went down an hour early so I could get it, so I could make all this just right. And then it, yeah. So I'm here. I literally
So
have skid marks.
So on my side, as the lead producer too, we use WhatsApp as a back channel. So that's communication that none of you can see. And we had to check. We made Nicole one of the last presenters. That was on purpose. And then two of our presenters chose that they need to present later. So that moved up the schedule 14 minutes. So these are all the things we're trying to balance out. And then if you didn't notice, right, actually we were about 4 minutes ahead in the schedule, which rarely happens. Sometimes, you get speakers that go long, but this time we're going short. And all these things are actually not helping Nicole. But luckily with Nicole, she did her planning right to try and get home as quickly as possible. And she was able to achieve that. So again, round of applause to Nicole and your
Well,
producer.
and producer, yes, she
Yeah.
got up early so we could do an even more we practiced early this morning too and late last night. So
I'd like to give either one more question or comment from our guests. Again, our guests too, thank you so much for coming in here to support your friends who are producers now. Does anybody either have a comment or a question? Feel free
Hey,
to unmute.
I
Go ahead,
I
Mel.
am I'm so happy to know that I'm not the only one that's experiencing one of those mornings that's like, I don't know what I'm doing. So congratulations, you nailed it.
Outstanding. Thank you, Mel. And Patrick, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I saw, was that you wanted to make a comment or not make a comment? You can shake
Oh,
your head.
I had it in my mind. Maybe I just beamed it in.
I can feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, that was like head scratching, and then it translated to the covert signal, I guess. What kind of connection, if any, does the NSA have with Toastmasters? And
Oh,
what's
great
the
question.
relevance between the two of those in their respective levels?
So thank you, Patrick. One of the parts here is that people have to present. So again, you can see two different people at different levels of speaking level. And if you do present a lot, that you want to get better. I'm currently the president for our Northwest chapter up here in Seattle. And NSA is one of the largest organizations of professional speakers. So to me, I think one of the differences is that Toastmaster really focuses on the skill of speaking. So, for instance, if you are noticing, I might not be using as much as you might hear from other speakers. And that's one of the things that Toastmaster really focuses on because it's better. If I said like 50,000 times, at some point it becomes very distracting. So Toastmaster really works on the skill. NSA works on the skill of speaking, and it also works on the business of speaking. So most of the time that they are paid speakers and they're trying to figure out how can I get more paid keynotes? How can I monetize my intellectual property into things like speaking, facilitation workshops, and of course, virtual classes like this right now, some speakers support themselves 100% on virtual. And so they really need to know these techniques of like, how can they elevate their meeting? Does that help, Patrick?
Yeah, Toastmasters is more about application and skill building, where an NSA is about working as a professional speaker and developing all the necessary requisites to facilitate that success.
Yeah, they work on both. And again, that is my personal definition. Some other people in
Sure.
Toastmasters or NSA may have different definitions, but I can tell you both of them are great, supportive communities. And again, sometimes we are subject matter experts and not expert speakers. And so if you do want to become a better speaker, those are two great resources to go check it out. I even have a free pass. You could come to any one of our meetings in NSA Northwest Your first meeting is always free. For our guests, if you want to stick around and say hi to your producers, we're going to do that, but we are going to say goodbye. Oh, let's do this first. Everyone, you can unmute, and on the count of three, we're going to say goodbye to our live stream, all right? So feel free to unmute. Karen is unmuted. Anna, right? Patrick. Okay, on the count of three, say goodbye live stream. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Live stream.
All
That was
right.
an awesome exercise. Love it.
You might even learn something else here, even when I'm demonstrating things and not actually really teaching. All right. I'm John Chen. I am the CEO of Engaging Virtual Meetings. We hope you enjoyed this program learning from the newest cohort of Engaging Virtual Meetings certified producers. We are all on a mission to get rid of boring and horrible virtual, hybrid, and in-person meetings. If you want help, make sure and call any one of these people that just produced. All right, we'll take that around, and we hope that you subscribe, like, or check out this channel, and you can get more information about how you can have engaging meetings. Hey, we'll see you next time.
Don't we start people and keep old people? Show you got heart.